So I want to show you, we launched our membership site, right, literally 4 months ago. And I've only actually to date done a soft launch. So my soft launch is basically with my already existing internal audience, right? So hi guys, if you're watching. But yeah, basically I didn't anticipate how well this would go. And it's kind of blown me away. And I've got to be honest, I've been doing marketing for 20 years and I don't know if I've ever had a response quite like this for this sort of thing. And so I want to break down what I think's caused it and also why I think this is going to be one of the hottest things in the next couple of years. In fact, I recommend obviously saving this video and coming back in a year's time and telling me if I was right. Because I'll give you some context. But first of all, I just want to show you, this is basically from my continuity program, which is my membership site, which is our gold membership, right? So this is a screenshot of yesterday. You can see that I just took this screenshot here and literally I sent it to yesterday. And the reason I would normally show you in my Kartra account, but I don't know what the FTC rules are on me showing you the affiliate stuff below it. I never like to do that. There is some affiliate commissions on there, but I don't want to I want to respect our affiliates and things like that. So I just want to show you the revenue, right, that we got in. So that's not all mine. But you know, we got 17 sales today, right? Some of those from affiliates because we basically just affiliated it. So affiliates can now join. And we got 25 rebuilds today. Yesterday. And we've done 4,463. And the reason I started this membership, actually, I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why I think this is going to be the biggest trend. And I'm not kidding, right? In our industry, I think this is going to be the thing that everybody focuses on over the next 2 years. And there's some specific reasons why I think this is going to happen. But basically, what happened was I attended Funnel Hacking Live, but I couldn't go in person. But for the first year ever, Russell Brunson did it virtually, right? And he released on the day of Funnel Hacking Live, he said, right, you can attend it. And his opening, I think it was his opening speech, or one of his opening speeches, he talked about the linchpin model. Now, the linchpin basically is where you build it comes in stages, right? So the first stage is you start with a most incredible free gift ever. Now, this most incredible free gift ever is called a MIFGI, right? Because that's what it stands for. But it doesn't have to be free. So what you do is you create a MIFGI, right? And you put loads of, you put stuff in there so that people come and join. And then what I did was I gave a free trial. And I'm still doing a free trial at the moment until we start running paid ads, because we don't know how well we can do that with paid ads, right? But because we've already self-liquidated some of the paid ads. So once we feed that in, we'll be able to see, the retention and things like that. But you can charge, right? I know it says most incredible free gift ever, but you can basically charge or have something. And what Russell said on the linchpin, and I'll never forget it. And I remembered seeing this a few years ago and thinking, I wonder if they still do that or whether they do that anymore. And then he mentioned it and I couldn't believe it. The way that they grew ClickFunnels was that they would basically have all these different things like webinars, courses, things like that. And they would have, they call it now a dramatic demonstration, because you've obviously got webinars, but you've also got events, you've also got challenges, which have been really hot the last couple of years. So whatever the dramatic demonstration is, they would basically go through, they would sell something and give 6 months of ClickFunnels, right? And him and Todd Dickerson wanted a continuity business. So they didn't really want to do this product launch business anymore, but they wanted continuity. But they had to still, and eventually they come up with the idea to put a free trial of ClickFunnels on the thank you page, right? So on the thank you page, you would sign up for ClickFunnels. And it would make sense as well, because the training you're going to go through, obviously, if you've got ClickFunnels, you can kind of, you can, as he's going through stuff, you can go through it with your account. So obviously tying it into what the training is going to be. And then he said, and I mean, obviously, I'm not revealing anything that he hasn't revealed publicly, because he's just literally launched this on his podcast. But what actually happened was that he would make so much money, $2 or $3 million from the sale of the course with 6 months of ClickFunnels. But then what would happen is the people that would sign up on the thank you page, he would make 9 million or something like that. And they would stick longer because they'd seen this presentation, right? And then the last couple of years, he's been buying up companies that all fit into this model, the linchpin, right? So he's bought Magnetic Marketing, Lady Boss, Voomly, Toonly, like Voomly and Toonly, the model is in like Voomly came with Toonly, right, when he bought it, and Voomly's video hosting platform, so that's the continuity. So he's putting this in all into all these different models, and apparently, like he's now saying that if it doesn't fit into this model, he's not doing it. In any other businesses, it's always going to be continuity, and the reason why is that he didn't coin this phrase, someone else did. I can't remember the name. But the phrase is, if you don't have continuity, you don't have a business, right? But my take on that actually personally is that if you don't have continuity, you don't have the best type of business. Because there's something to be said, right, for waking up in the morning, I don't have the Stripe notifications coming in on my phone every day now anymore because it's kind of crazy because it just goes off. But I look at my account, right, and you can see here that my Kartra account yesterday was 4,463. Right now, normally we have sales of our high ticket courses. Yesterday I didn't. These are all 17 sales here are from my gold membership, and we on Monday this week we allowed affiliates to promote it. So some of those came from affiliates, and we had 25 rebills, right? And basically, like I wake up every day now, and no matter what I'm doing, money's coming in, right? Now, I don't want to do this as an income claim because, I don't want to I'm scared to say things like with FTC regulations getting really tough. But I can obviously reveal what I've earned. But basically, we've got 1,300 members. We're up to, we've got 1,300 active members at the moment. So as long as we stay at 1,300 active members, right, we will be on $500,000 a year. And this is just in 4 months with an internal launch. So it's blown me away, right? Because, and the funny thing is as well, when you actually set this up, it doesn't take more than 4 to 6 hours a month to actually service the membership. And you don't need anything up front to get it going. Because a membership is not an online course. It's a monthly membership. So you have a membership where you deliver certain things on a monthly basis. Maybe you do a monthly, a bi-weekly or a weekly call, right? I personally do a weekly call, right? Maybe you do an exclusive monthly thing, which is what we do as well. Maybe you give access to certain things, certain privileges inside there, which is what we do. But you can actually design that and create that and get that going. Now, the reason why I think this is going to be the biggest trend is one or two reasons. One, Russell Brunson's going all in on this with his entire community. At the moment, he's just taking his 2 Comma Club X and his Inner Circle and his Category King, his high ticket masterminds through it. But he's rolling it out to the entire, in the whole of Funnel Hacking Live, he said is going to be literally this model. So everybody's going to be brought into it, right? So that's the first thing, because you think the whole of the ClickFunnels community, and it's going to filter down as well. So everyone in the top tiers is going to do it and then filter it down and start training it and doing it. So that's the first thing. Secondly, obviously, when somebody who's a giant in your industry is doing something and saying that they've been doing marketing for years and it's working, then you pay attention, right? Like I paid attention straight away. I was like, oh my God, yeah, like it makes so much sense, right? And then obviously when I launched it, getting that proof back is like, oh my God, it works. It works, right? So I'm now teaching people. I'm not teaching Russell's method. I'm teaching my own method. I've basically created, obviously we created a Mifki, but I put in some things in there that, because I've been doing marketing for 20 years, I thought Russell had some ideas on what you should put in there, but I decided to do my own thing and put in some things that I've learned over the last 20 years that are working really well, and they're killing it, right? Russell said you can expect around about 30% cancellation, so 70% retention. At the moment, we're at 20% after the free trial. So we're actually lower than that, but looking at our stats after the trial period, we're at that. And so I'm obviously training you on that entire process. But if you want to get started with this, right, what I recommend is, obviously, I'll put a link. You can join for free for 14 days. And I've got we've put some success paths in our gold membership, right? And the one that I would recommend looking at is the gold membership, right? Because you can now go and swipe my gold membership. You can one click install it. You've got a calculator in there so you can work out how much you want to charge and how much it's going to pay you. You've also got the training on how to create your Mifki. And that's where I would start, right? So it took me a good 2 or 3 weeks to create my Mifki. I actually spent 2 or 3 weeks literally like, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to put that in. No, I don't want to put that, I'm going to put that, and I just literally spent, a good 2 or 3 weeks. I'm actually helping a good friend of mine as well, who lives in Brighton and is kind of one of my old school friends and a really close friend, but he's creating a Mifki, he's an artist, and I'm going to be bringing him on to one of our weekly calls. So his is very different to mine, but again, it all starts with the Mifki, right? The most incredible free gift ever. So once you know what's going in there, then you can get started, right? So what I would recommend doing is brainstorming, going, right, what could I put in? Like, even if you don't think you're going to do this right now, literally go and create your Mifki. Go and put, I'm going to put this in, I'm going to put that 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 in. That's not realistic. I'll get rid of that. I'll put that in instead, right? And just kind of brainstorm. And once it starts, because it was a bit of a headache. Like I was like, oh, what do I put in? What do I put in? But then after about 3 weeks, I saw it. And actually, since I launched it, we've added loads more because I've had better ideas. And I've thought, oh, I could add this or I could do that. And now my Mifki is like insane, right? I've actually got my Launch Hacking Secrets Mastermind that's been put into my Mifki, right? So it's like a 4-week mastermind. We've also got all my magic funnels, templates, downloads, the whole lot has been put in there. Like, they weren't initially in there, and then I just kept adding things in, right? So I'd recommend doing that. And also, if you want to get a free trial of my gold membership, it's a 2-week free trial, and you can obviously start building out your membership. And at the moment, we've gone through, it's not a course, right? So it's kind of, that's the good thing about memberships. It's like, you don't have to go and create a whole online course. It's just like, what are you going to deliver on a monthly basis? So in my success paths, it's like 5 or 6 steps. That's it, right? So it's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you're done, right? And the next few steps we've got are going to be like our magic funnel system, which is like free traffic on YouTube, which is obviously cutting edge for us, because what we do on YouTube is incredible. So we're going to grow it with free traffic, and then we're going to boost that free traffic with paid, with something that I learned recently from one of the leading experts in the industry. Everyone else is doing YouTube ads wrong, so we're doing it the right way, and we're going to scale. And I'm putting those in as well, that training in as well. But yeah, start with the Mifki, and obviously get a free trial of the gold membership so that you can go through the training, so you can see exactly how to build it out. But here's my prediction, right? In the next 2 years, this is going to be the next trend, right? Nothing else, right? Challenges have been hot for a year or two, but a challenge is actually, the way people run challenges is very similar to a webinar. And the reason they're hot at the moment is because people are not wise to the process, right? Webinars work really well. They still work really well, but they worked a lot better a few years ago when people didn't realize that it was essentially a sales pitch, right? And challenges, like I ran a challenge last year and I didn't do it. We did have an offer at the end, but I made it an actual challenge with actual, like, this is what you do on a daily basis. And it worked really well. But now, like, obviously, if I'd have done more of them last year, I would have made a lot more money, right? This year, look, everyone's doing challenges, so it's like, who's you sign up for? It's kind of like getting people's attention. And most people know the format now as well. They're starting to learn it. They're starting to understand it. So they're not gonna have the effect they had at the start, like webinars did in 2015 when I first learned them. And that's always the way, right? When you first start to do something, right, and it starts to take off, it's going to be best to be first, because somebody, when this takes off, right, somebody's going to want to join a membership. They're going to want to be a part of someone's community. So they might as well be a part of yours, right? And if you're trying to get them when they've already joined a community that they really love, in a year or two's time, it's going to be a tougher thing to do, right? So now's the time to do this, to start building your communities in your niches, in your areas, and start, building your tribe and getting people together. And I'll tell you what, even though it's only 4 to 6 hours a month of what we have to deliver and everything like that, it's so much more fun because you build such a tighter bond with everybody, right? Because you're doing stuff together. It's brilliant. It's one of the best. It's not only the best business model financially, it's the best business thing I've done in terms of serving and community. And it kind of ticks a lot of other boxes, right? And I love it. So I would totally recommend it. Go and create your communities. And if you want me to teach you, then yeah, sign up for the gold membership, and you get a 2-week completely free trial, and you get a bunch of like incredible stuff in there. You can see my Mifki. I'll put a link. The actual link that you get is isurffirst.com, right? It goes to my Mifki, and you'll see everything that we've put in there. Right, it's kind of insane. But yeah, I would recommend just going through the thing. Go create your Mifki, and then once you have the Mifki in your head, you'll be ready to go. You'll be like, okay, let's do this. Right, and I'm going to do a workshop as well in the next couple of weeks of how to create your Mifki. Because Mifki is the kind of thing that I think once you get that solidified, well, it was for me anyway, then everything else falls into place, right? And you're ready to go. So yeah, that's it for me today, guys. I'm off on holiday. I've got a friend coming to stay here for the week, and while I'm on holiday, and then I'll be back from skiing next week, and then we're going to be rolling out the next couple of phases of the membership. So yeah, I'll see you then. Have a good one. Take care, guys.